Been denied a purchase? Are you looking to purchase a home or a car? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I can assist. My name is Shanada Harris. I am a financial specialist offering solutions to your financial matters. We have an aggressive program that gets you results within 45 to 90 days. Contact me, Shanada Harris, at 734-752-8818 for your free consultation. Welcome to the Let's Fix It with Shanada show. Sit back, relax, and take some copious notes as we provide you with some awesome solutions to your financial matters. Invite your friends and family to join us. And if you're watching us live via Facebook, like, tag, share. Sharing is caring. I am Shanada Harris. Well, welcome back. It is a Wealth Building Wednesday. Welcome to the week of giving here at the WONTV Worship Radio International. Oops, I almost said that other competitor. Anyways, today's show, we're going to be having participating in as the part of the telethon that we have had ongoing here at the WONTV. But first, before I really hop into the telethon information and my special guest, I want to wish each and every father a happy Father's Day, and may God continue to bless you. And to my father, and to my fiance, and to my brother Al, I just want to wish you all a happy Father's Day, and I look forward to spending Father's Day with you all in some shape or form on Sunday. So, God bless you. Now, I'm going to introduce my very special guest in the studio today with me. He is none other than the visionary himself of this network, Prophet Blaine. Yes, I'm talking about the Prophet. He is a dad, a husband. He's a CEO. He's a prophet of God. He's my producer. And most importantly, he is my friend. So I want to welcome to today's show none other than Prophet Blaine.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. It's always nice to be on your show. I think this is like the second time this year.
Something like that.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
You are so welcome.
You know, it's weird to be behind the camera like 3 times in 1 week, right?
Well, you know, we're making you a superstar this week. So get excited. So let's talk about some of the exciting things that we've got going on here at the WONTV as we enter into our, our third day of giving here?
Yes, ma'am.
For the week of giving?
Yes, ma'am. In fact, I'm actually going to pull up a sample of one of the things that we're getting ready to do. But I'm super excited. The Lord told us to do, and we don't do this often. I know we just had this whole fat conversation in here. But we don't often do telethons. In fact, we've only ever done one. And this is the second one. But it's been really exciting. More exciting than anything has been going back into the archive of like the 5,000 shows that we've done. And it really is 5,000 shows that we've done. And that's been kind of, dope. Just to see where we've come from, and how we used to have this like singular camera, and it was quite for the most part a boring production, but the content and the quality of the programming has always been superb, and that's been really cool to see. And it doesn't matter if somebody is alive or not, because we've had several hosts that have gone on to be with Jesus over the years. And it's nice to see their programming and hear their programming and know that we can still, the anointing that they had can still be shared with the world.
Yes.
Because from day one, what we decided to do was to make sure that we recorded and archived everything. Now we've had moments where we didn't record stuff, so it's not everything, but it's a mass majority of everything. And a lot of that stuff is particularly from the early days, it's just been laying dormant, kind of on a drive somewhere. And I just thought, okay, well, I think this is the perfect time to bring it out. That yellow looks fantastic in the background. I just had to do that to you. Anyway, so it's been really fun. It honestly has been fun. I know a couple, there's lots of people that have been, and a couple of the hosts have responded, but there's lots of people that have been watching the first one that we did with Linda, and that one was about 3 hours long, and it was fun. And then we did another live one last night, which was with Apostle Sharice Lewis. Actually, she invited me onto her show, kind of like what you did. So it's been fun, and it's dope.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got a chance to partake in the live show that you did last night with Apostle Sharice, and it was totally awesome. And we definitely want to give our audience just a little snippet of what your vision is for the future of the WONTV network going forward.
So, it's really interesting. We have a lot of new people that have joined the network, particularly in the last couple of years. And the vision, and forgive me, I'm trying to pull up this website so I can show you guys exactly what we're going for. But I'm a dude, so I can't multitask. Oh, there it is. So the vision has never per se changed. It's always been the same goal in mind, and that has been to create a network that's different than the word network, different than TBN. And God had always said from the very beginning that He was taking the secular, the quality of secular production and the spirit, and He was bringing it together, the kingdom. So that has never changed. We just had to start with radio because that's what we could do, and that's how, that was God's strategy to get us, hopefully everybody can hear me, that was God's strategy to get us from where we were to where we needed to be. So that's kind of in a nutshell. So one of the things that we plan to do I was looking on the screen over here so I can get ready to show you guys. One of the things that we are getting ready to do is launch our streaming platform, because it's very important that we launch our streaming platform so we can get to that next level. So I'm about to show something on the screen. Take in mind that this is not our streaming platform. It's just to give everybody kind of a synopsis of how it's going to look, right? So just like we have a Netflix and a Hulu type thing, our streaming platform is going to look just like this, but it's going to have a combination of video and audio content. So this is the actual software that we're going to be using. That's it's a little pricey. Actually, it's a bit pricey, because it's going to put us on Amazon Fire TV, and it's going to put us on Roku, and it's going to put us on all those cool platforms that all the major networks are on. So Samsung TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Apple TV, any streaming device that you would stream content on, that's going to give us the ability to do that. I mentioned this in the last couple of days. We could have used a third party to help us do this, but God has continuously said, build it from the ground up, so that no one can put you off, no one can control you. That cannot happen. And so that's what we've been planning for this whole time. And that's why it's so expensive. So you remember our transition from radio to TV in 2020. Was a little shaky, and we all kind of got used to the new way of doing things, and you've got multiple camera angles, and the mics are different, you got the in-ear piece and all that, and it was a little different, right? But that was the first thing we had to do in order to sort of shift onto this new way of doing things, and that's what we did. Mm-hmm. And I think it's been exciting.
It has been a journey, that's for sure. I've been with you, it's almost 3 years. And it has been quite,
that long?
Yeah, right.
Have you learned anything?
I've learned so much because, radio, television was never Shanada's plan. And God always has a funny way of changing the journey.
Yep.
And truthfully, it has totally shifted, because when I started working with people and credit, that was really my MO, mm-hmm. to help me fix my credit and then to help others. But as God gave me the vision of being a part of this network, when I went to my very first worship radio event, and I sat there and I listened to the different hosts and and I was also a part of Linda's show, The Marketplace Connection. It just kind of like changed the whole outlook of where I really wanted to take this business. And God was like, mm-hmm. You know what? You really need to have a show so you will be able to reach more people in the masses. not just in the secular realm of your everyday life, but in the spiritual realm as well. Because in the kingdom, people need to understand about their finances and the different things that we have to offer. Because truthfully, on my show, especially, we talk about different things that impact your everyday life. Everybody needs credit. Everybody needs to learn about their finances.
I've learned, the last time you interviewed me, I think you were shocked to learn how much I've actually learned from listening to your show. All the different tips and things that you've spoken about.
Definitely.
That, now, I guess you could say, yes, I'm the producer, so I would have to learn. But just because you produce doesn't necessarily mean that you listen to what you're producing. It just becomes, it's kind of like when you play the piano and you're really good at it. It just becomes second nature to you. You know when to, when to switch the camera. You know when to do that type of stuff. So no, I don't necessarily listen to every program because sometimes I just don't have that option. But the times that I have been able to fully listen to your program, I've got to pick up all those, neat little, tidbits that you've given away for free, which I think are such a blessing. And see, that's what the One Network has always been about. From worship, we started off as Worship Center Radio, and then we became Worship Radio Detroit, and then we became Worship Radio International. And so, the vision has never changed. It's always been to have a set of diverse programs that talk, about some of everything. And, just this week I was putting together a list of programs and stuff that we've had. And we've produced over 50 shows and 5,000 episodes since we've began in 2015. That's huge.
Wow, that's amazing.
There's some major networks that haven't even pulled that off. They just, have buku money because they have execs that have lots of money. But we've had prophetic programs. We've had programs that specifically just teach the word. We've had programs that we've had a prophetic school on here that we had on here for a while.
Yes.
We've had young people. We've had old people. We've had really young people. So the network is, we even had a show. Which we're trying to actually get him to come back. But we had a show called Gospel Music the Traditional Way, and he had this massive archive of gospel music that he recorded from 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Oh, wow. And
he had a 2-hour show on Saturdays where he would just play these clips and the music and all that. And it was really, really cool to watch because, there's a whole crowd of people that enjoy that.
I think we just offer so much for everybody. There's something here for everybody, whether you're young, old, in between. We have something, whether it's from the spiritual sector or whether it's from just lifestyle living, everyday tools that people can actually use and apply to life. And
that's what we've always wanted here. It was never, the goal here is that everything that we do and say on this network brings glory and honor back to God in some way, shape, or form, that we acknowledge Him. I feel like there have been networks, the word network, I'll just blast them because I've prophesied about them before, I don't care. They just, at the core root of who they are, they're not even believers. They don't even give glory and honor to God. Yes, there's people on there that do so. But when your focus becomes about money and your focus becomes about that financial thing, yes, I understand it takes money to run ministry and all that. But when your focus becomes about money, God's going to check out because now you've made something else more important than Him. And so from day one, regardless of the struggles, we've always put God first here. And He's always come through for us. He's always worked miracles for us. We've survived. And despite the odds, and we really shouldn't have survived, honestly. We should not have survived as long as we did. We've had to stop and start again. We've gone broke. We've come back up. We've started new product lines. And all this really for the production aspect to make sure that it goes forward. And it will continue to go forward.
Well, let's tell the people how they could be a donor and be able to contribute to our awesome programming. And then also, you can probably shed some light as we expand and grow our host platform of anyone who is interested in becoming a host here.
Yeah.
We are always looking for more hosts to join the platform.
We are.
I'll let you take
You
it
want me
away.
to talk some more? Okay, so it's funny. I just spoke about not making money the aspect, and we're doing a telethon. But any case, I'm always looking for new hosts that are bringing something dynamic. So even today I was dealing with one of my hosts, and we're doing a program that sort of has like a Dateline-y kind of feel, like a documentary interview style. And so it's not even done in the studio where you are. And we showed this the last time, where you're sitting, everybody else gets to see the cool graphic, but actually behind you is a puke green color wall. So we're trying to expand the way we do production, not just to be in the studio, but to take it outside of the studio and to give it, not just a preachy kind of feel. Because, it happened that way by accident, but this network was never supposed to be a pulpity, preachy type of network. That's not what I'm going for. And that's not what God gave us from the get-go. So I'm looking for people that have fresh content. Don't feel like you're going to come here and we're going to, that I'm rigid. I'm very word-based. I don't move off of that, but I'm not rigid. I'm not religious. I'm not trying to be religious, because that's just not how God got my attention, and that's just not how I want to take this network. It's not supposed to be a religious one. A kingdom mindset, yes, but not religious. So, if you're going to come here and do a program, you should take in mind that we are, I'm a prophet, right? So the person leading the network is in fact saved, filled with the Holy Ghost, and a very bad to the bone prophet, if I might say that. I don't often say that about myself, but I'll quote other people. And that's just how we are. So if you don't want to deal with a prophetic voice, don't come here. It's not going to work for you. But we are looking for content that is diverse and that is exciting and that deals with issues in the world that need to be dealt with. Preferably from a biblical standpoint, or a kingdom standpoint, actually. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, we are like family here.
And I'm glad you say that, because even that was one of the core things from the get-go, was about making sure that everyone here is family. And I would say that most of the hosts get along as family. Every once in a while, you have the wandering sheep or whatever. But most of everyone here is like family, and they respect each other in whatever field that they do.
It's a very loving environment. I mean,
you're like the fifth person to say that. It's been a common thing in this telethon to hear everybody say.
It really is, because I'm like, if I miss, I'm like, well, I miss my babies.
That's exciting. I'm so glad you feel that way, because it really is supposed to be like family, and that's what I wanted to always be. And I don't ever want people to, don't abuse my time, but I don't ever want any of my hosts to feel like, oh, he's just this far off prophet that we can't ever touch, and, and all that. That's not what I want. I want people to feel like, okay, he's a prophet, but we can still touch him. He's still tangible. He's still one of us. He's still, I don't want it ever to have that.
I've never felt any of those things whatsoever. I've always felt welcomed once I made that phone call to you, letting you know that I am interested in becoming a part of the network. And then once we kind of like met and sat down and talked about the logistics of it all and what was needed and what I needed to do, it's been history ever since. It was like, I've adopted a whole nother family. So, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm really glad that you've enjoyed your time.
Most definitely.
And that you continue to enjoy your time. And I've seen how your show has evolved and seen your confidence come to a whole new level. Not that you weren't a confident woman before, but when you have to do this type of thing, every week, it brings up a new level of confidence in you, and gives you that ability to talk to people.
Well, this whole concept has given me a big boost in growth as well.
I think it has done that for both of us.
Just in my walk with God, in my daily life, because God knows over the last few years my patience have been tried and tested in so many different ways.
I don't want to talk about patience.
And but through it all, here we are today to talk about it. And just in a grateful way. I mean, we have survived a pandemic. We have seen the ups and downs of other businesses not be able to survive, and to even have this type of platform to come and be able to express ourselves and get the messages out that we deliver. It's just a very powerful thing. So
it's interesting you mentioned the pandemic. Not only did we survive a pandemic, we thrived in a pandemic. And actually, what the one needed was for a pandemic type situation to hit, not because of the people that have passed on, but because it forced people to shift in technology. Like, there's technology that's now dropping in the market that we needed in 2015, but it wasn't available, and what little or what similar was available wasn't affordable. It just was thousands upon thousands of dollars. But like, one of the things that we developed when we were Worship Center Radio is we developed a way for our hosts to be able to broadcast their shows no matter where they were in the world at studio quality. So it didn't sound like you were on the phone and was muffled and it didn't sound like that. Our hosts sounded like they were in the studio because of what we developed and the technology we took to do that. And we had other stations, like broadcast stations like FM and AM stations, that actually came to us and said, how do you do this? And they actually started implementing our technology, the way we modified it for their own purposes. Because you'll find a lot of people who do, like radio, for instance, they'll, they just allow me to call in. But, then they call in and do their show, and, no offense to preachers, they get excited. And as your pitch goes up, the sound starts to get muffled and sounding like this, because the speaker is not, it's not designed for that. Phone quality is not designed for that type of broadcast environment. Great that you can do it, but it's not designed for that. So the technology that we used allowed our hosts to sound like they were in the studio, and nobody ever knew the difference. Like, we had people come to the station and say, we'd really want to meet this person, and we'd be like, well, they live in Arizona. Good luck. You're gonna have to find them. So,
But even the quality, I love what you've done with the graphics, even for me on my show, but all the other shows and the intros and the different things that we've got going on, we didn't have those when we first started. And and like I said, I'm almost 3 years in with you,
yeah. And that's just because, our goal was always television. And actually, how we originally started was, we didn't even originally start with video, like in 2015. But then my mother came into the office, my spiritual mother, and she said, I heard the Lord say to put this on YouTube. And I had a fit. I had an absolute fit about it, because I said, I cannot believe that you would want to do this. We have no graphics. We have one camera. We're going to stream this. It's going to look god-awful. Why would you do this? We're trying to go to television. You're going to ruin our reputation. And almost immediately when she started to do it, it was a hit. And at that time, we had several of our videos go viral where they got like 700,000-800,000 views for one. Now we had to start a new network after that, but it happened because of obedience. And I'm glad we have those videos now, because no, they don't have any graphics on them. It's a blue wall and whatever. And when we moved to our other studio after that, it was like this, grayish, horrible color wall. But we still have the content, and it's so cool to see how we've come. Like, it's really a testimony, in all seriousness, to see how the green screen quality works now versus how it used to work. We used to have people used to disappear and it'd fade out and all that, and now that doesn't happen, or it's very rare, I should say. It just doesn't happen.
Wow. I am just super excited about what God is doing here. And, let's tell them how they can give.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to give, you can give at any of the places that show up at the bottom of your screen. You can CashApp it to WMG Global. That's 2 G's in the middle, WMG for Worship Media Group. Or you can go to PayPal, log into PayPal, go to the little button that says Send Money, and send the payment to, I see it's not showing up on the screen. Send it to hello@mywmg.com. Let me make it smaller so it can fit. Sorry, y'all. There you go. Hello@mywmg.com, or you can go to Venmo and use the same thing, $mywmgglobal. Or you can call the office at 248-653-5401. And one of my partners, whoever has the phone today, I have not a clue who that is, will take your donation. You can do a credit card or you can just go to the website, www.thewon, that's THEWON.TV. And you can, give. No amount is too small, but I have to say that we do need a substantial amount. Our goal is $100,000 so that we can really shift this network and put it on the same playing field as far as some of the bigger guys, even though we technically operate like the bigger guys at a much smaller budget. But we need $100,000. That's what we're goaling for. So we have asked several of the hosts. I'm just going to kind of piggyback off they said. We're asking several of the hosts have asked everybody to give a minimum of $100. But if you can do 500 or 1,000 or more, please do that. Know that it's not just a seed that's going to go in my pocket and I'm living like a king. That's not at all what it's going for. It's going towards making sure this network goes to the next level. So that's why we're doing the telethon.
Awesome.
To grow us to the next level.
I am super excited, and thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me on your show.
And you are definitely welcome on my show at any given point in time, whenever you need to get that message out. So as we begin to segue into our end here, I want to give you my contact information in case you are in need of some credit repair. And I know we really haven't gotten into that topic in a minute, but we are still thriving strong with helping people get their credit repaired and put them in position for home ownership and to purchase new cars. I think a few weeks ago I gave my own personal testimony that I was able to go into get financed through Navy Federal Credit Union and purchase a 2021 Jeep Cherokee. And I'm super excited about that because since then I have been working on countless people in getting into Navy Federal Credit Union. So if that is you, where you need to get into a lender-friendly credit union, then definitely you want to contact me today. My phone number is 734-752-8818. Just text credit union to my phone number so I'll know that's what we need to talk about and set up an appointment. And of course, I'm still doing free consultations for credit repair for those of you that are in need of credit counseling or credit consultations. So normally as I end my show, I always give my pearls of wisdom. And today is not going to be any different. Just 1 second. Okay. Now, for those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, probably have read this, but if you have not, I want you to understand this. These are my pearls of wisdom for today. And this is some real grown folk stuff. Several reasons why we mostly fail in our lives. Starting a business, $999 is too much. Buying an iPhone, $999, no problem. Healthy groceries, $100, too much. Dinner and dessert, no problem. 30-day mentorship program with a millionaire, $100 is too much. 2 movie tickets plus dinner, $100, no problem. Watching Netflix for 2 hours, 1 episode. Learning a new skill, 2 hours, no time. Life is about choices. Stop blaming the lack of opportunity. And the source from that is Russell. But I said that to say is that we make time and money for the things that we want out of life. It's time to set aside for the things that are important. God first, family second, career third. With that being said, y'all have an awesome weekend. See you next time.
Shekanamamo sukuraradio, shetanamama sikotor. Andrio sotonamama sietiariosa. Kandarabo suku. Hey, listen, I'm so excited about what God is doing here at The One TV, and I want you to be a part of it. Listen, let me tell you something. This network has been through a journey to get here. From when we started in 2014 up until now, we have had ups and we've had downs, we've had highs and we've had lows. But I'm here to tell you that God has a purpose for this ministry, and it's time to take it to that next level right now. I want to ask those of you that are watching, if you are able, partner with me by giving $100, $200, $500, or even $1,000. We want to take this network to that next level. Look at the bottom of your screen and you will see all the different ways that you can give. I'm excited for what God is doing. I'm looking forward to taking this network to the next level. And as you will see through the remainder of this program, God is up to something right here in the city of Southfield at The One TV. If you have not done so already, look at the bottom of the screen and find one of the plethora of ways that you can give to help us go to the next level. Listen, we have busted out the seams in this space. It's time to go to another space, and it's time for us to grow and become the fullness of what God has called us to be. So from everyone here at The One TV, we thank you for your partnership. We thank you for your giving. I promise you, this is not a seed made in vain. This is a seed for the kingdom of God.